ready to be seduced by Lethal Ladies, Inc.
Announcing Lethal Ladies Inc., the exclusive collaboration between Crawling Eye Art and Deadites on deck, offering the unique and horrifyingly creative side of t-shirt design, dolls and figures, jewelry, candles, blended teas, and much more. Coming soon to a horror convention near you.
Howdy, gang, and hello, Roberto. Roberto says hello from Indiana. Well, welcome, Robert. And we've got somebody else from parts unknown. And I'm not sure if that's somebody that regularly comes in and has changed their screen name. If it is, you guys can let me know. And if you haven't figured out what we're going to do the watch along for tonight, I have my shirt on. This is my Fright Rags Thanksgiving shirt. We're going to be doing a watch along for Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, which in my opinion is the best movie that I think that, Eli Roth has ever done. So I hope we have, it looks like we've got 8 in here right now. I'm guessing that's my buddy Russell. Russell calls me Love, so I figure it's Russell. Hey, the poet, and my dear husband's in here. He's got, I'm assuming he meant the emoji finger red #1, like those little foam fingers. Yes, Robert, Thanksgiving is actually a movie. In fact, I will be watching along on the Blu-ray tonight. Apologies that I forgot to see if it was available anywhere else for people to watch it. But hopefully, you guys and gals either have your own copy or you have a way to watch it. I'm not going to tell you how, but you know what I mean. You never seen it, Russell? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, you guys and gals, if there's any gals in here that have not seen this, you're in for a treat tonight because, like I said, I think this is the best thing Eli Roth's ever directed. Hands down, for me, it's the best thing he's ever directed. Well, Robert and the poet, actually, this started out as just a fake trailer on the Grindhouse movie. And then here in the last, year or so, Eli Roth actually come out with this little puppy. So, yeah. Russell, you're going to watch it on YouTube. So, according to Russell, it is on YouTube. So, if y'all don't have your own copy, check out YouTube. Steve says it's on Netflix as well. So, you've got, if you've got Netflix, you can watch it through Netflix. You can watch it on YouTube. Thank you, Dakota. Dakota says Thanksgiving is streaming on Netflix. And this is Dakota's pick. I was hoping Dakota would show up tonight. Dakota, you are welcome to come live on the stream with me if you want to. You don't have to, but I did want to offer that to you. So let me know if you want to come on, and I'll get you that link to come on. Or you can just hang out in the chat. It's whatever you want to do tonight. I'm actually going to get a few housekeeping things out of the way before we get into this watch along. Excuse me. I have And before I get into this, you remember how I had told everybody, or I've told everybody in the last few live streams I've done. If you give a super chat of $5 or more during any live streams, and that includes these watch alongs, then you will get your pick put into a hat. If only one person does it, they get their pick. Okay. If two people do it, one person gets their pick on Saturday, the other gets their pick on Sunday. If there are 3 or more people that give super chats of $5 or more during a live stream or one of these watch alongs, and you may hear my dogs out there, I may end up having to go get them in at some point. Two of my little girls are out. Thanks, Killing Russell. That I think I did that one maybe last year or the year before. That was Hope's idea to do that, and I did that at one time. So just wanted to remind you guys and gals of that are watching along. If you want to give, you don't have to. It's not a requirement. But I just thought that this idea was a way for y'all to support the channel and also get back something in return. So anyway, now I'll get into the actual housekeeping stuff. Now, I did get a box in. I got a package in from Amazon today. And remember how I said I was going to get a dedicated heat press because my 8-in-1 heat press or whatever, it's perfect for t-shirts, but not so great for the hats. So I got an HTV Roth hat heat press. So this is actually a dedicated heat press, and I'm really eager to try that out so I can start offering hats on the deaditesondeck.com horror shop. Robert, you say if I would miss it, would I be able to watch this movie later? You should be able to watch the movie later, and in fact, you can watch my watch along and get it synced up, hopefully as good as you can, with the movie, and it can be like you were watching along right here. So yeah, you should be able to do that. Yes, this is a Eli Roth film, Russell. Okay. I also wanted to let you guys and gals know that I have perfected, or I feel like I've perfected my candle making process. And the candles are smelling really good. The last one I did, Rosemary's Baby Fresh, smells like baby powder. So if you like baby powder scent, and I do, that would be a great one. So we got stuff falling off the wall here. Oh, goodness. I think we need to put some more double-sided tape or something on those things. Those are Steve's things over there. Hey, Phil. And so something else I'm going to throw out here for, because we're getting ready to get into the holiday season, and I'm going to be putting some holiday shirt designs up on the site really soon. Horror holiday designs. I know it's getting to the Christmas shopping season for many of us. So for the horror fan in your life, or if you want to get yourself something, go on over to deaditesondeck.com. There's all kinds of candles and blended teas and shirts and just all kinds of stuff on there. Booga Booga Bears. And so something else I had been toying around with is, and Steve helped me, and Candace also helped me come up with some ideas about this. So I am going to be offering candle sets where you get 2 candles, whereas you would buy them separately and they'd be $20 a piece. But I'm going to start offering these sets of candles, 2 in a pack for $30. And the first one I'm going to put out like that, and they're going to be called double features, is a hot buttered popcorn candle paired with a cola scented candle. So those are going to be $30. And then after that, I'm going to start coming out with actual double features, like maybe a Friday the 13th with a campfire scent, and maybe a Halloween with a pumpkin scent or something like that. So you'll get a Friday the 13th candle and a Halloween candle, let's say, packaged together for $30. And I'm also going to be doing a candle here soon called Marion's Last Shower, which is a psycho-related candle. I already have the Norma Bates homemade cinnamon rose, which is a psycho-related candle too. Dakota, you said the candle sets are such a good idea. Can't wait to order. Well, I can't wait to get them on there. I already have the boxes picked out to package them in. There's going to be like gold and blood spattered tissue paper. Not real blood spatter, but you guys know what I mean. And they'll be packaged in that, and they're going to be packaged in a black cardboard box, but it looks like black marble. It's really, really cool. I saw them at Amazon. So they're going to be packaged like that, and they will have, a double features sticker on them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to making them. And hey, X-Ray, and it sounds like some of you are, all ready to order. And Dakota definitely is. So thank you, Dakota, for your support in advance of this product coming out. And I was trying to think if there was anything else. I think that's all as far as announcements and stuff. Russell, you say, have you seen the anthology film XX made by 4 women directors? First one called The Box. I don't think I have, Russell. I think I'll have to check that out. I'll have to ask Steve about that one. Yeah, I think that's... Oh, the only other candle I have been toying around with, and Candace, I have to give her credit for helping me come up with this one, is Pennywise Peekaboo. Pennywise, of course, from It. And we were thinking about horror characters that like are peeking around sheets and stuff like that. And we talked about Pennywise. We talked about Michael Myers. And having it be like a laundry fresh scent or a fresh cotton scent. So look for the Pennywise Peekaboo candle to be coming up as available on the deaditesondeck.com horror shop here shortly. All right. So, everybody about ready to get this party started with this movie. Dakota, once again, I want to say this was a very good pick, very timely. Russell, you say the birthday party I liked? Oh, cool. Okay. So, anyway, for those of you that's going to be watching along tonight, I have my version of the film, and I'm watching the Blu-ray. But I've got it queued up to just outside the house, and it says Plymouth, Massachusetts on it. And on the Blu-ray, it's about 59 seconds in, almost a minute in. Okay, so I'll give everybody about a minute or two to get queued up if they're going to be watching along tonight. If there's anybody that comes in, that's in here now or comes in later, one, we can give you a timestamp if you need a timestamp if you come in later. If you decide you'd like to come in live on the stream with me, let me know, and I'll make sure I get you the link. And again, I may have to step away. Y'all can keep going on and watching the movie. I may have to step away and get my little girls in here shortly. And I've got a twinge of a headache. I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining, but I may also have to get up and get a little sinus medicine for my head here in a little bit. So we'll give it about another minute or so before we get started. And evidently the movie's on Netflix. And also, according to Russell, it's on YouTube as well. So if you don't own a copy, there's a couple of places that you can find it to watch. So I hope everybody's had a great Saturday. I had a pretty good Saturday, busy Saturday. I tried to do some cleaning and straightening up and reorganizing things today. And me and Steve went out to a Korean chicken place, which was pretty good. It's pretty spicy. And they had some, if you've never had brown sugar boba tea, you're missing out, folks. I absolutely love the brown sugar boba tea. It's my absolute favorite. I also like the Galaxy tea that's like a rainbow tea. It's like a fruit flavored tea. I like that as well. And of course, boba tea has the little boba in it, the little, I don't know what it is, fruit or something in the bottom of it. All right, so if you're not queued up, and like I say, if you come in later and want to know what the timestamp is, we will be glad. I most certainly will be glad to provide it for you. And we're going to go ahead and do the countdown, and we're going to go ahead and get started with this. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Press play. All right. And I, of course, have got the subtitles on mine because, as we know, YouTube will get you if you have any music or very much dialogue or anything from a movie playing in the background. So we're seeing a Thanksgiving get together. So I just, while this movie's getting started, I just like to say that the reason why I personally like this movie so much, Russell, you said this is a long film. I like. Yeah, this one's not too awfully long, but it's about medium length to me, about an hour 45 minutes. Which, considering the way movies have been overly long in the last few years, I thought this was a good length. But back to what I was saying about the big reason why I like this so much is because I think that Eli Roth simply got back to basics with a horror film, with a slasher film. And that's what I refer to. I refer to this as a slasher film. And the setup is really good. It's just like a lot of the classic slasher films that a lot of us grew up with, right? Especially the 80s and 90s generation kids. This is what we grew up with. These are the setups that we grew up with. So you're also going to have a Black Friday at Right Mart. And you know what's scary about this scenario here is very realistic to the way people act during Black Friday. Russell, you said the YouTube version is at 146.17. Yeah, mine is 145.59. So I think we'll probably all be about right. Me and Steve never do this Black Friday stuff, by the way. We don't honestly, and people might disagree with me, I think they should outlaw Black Friday stuff like this. If they want to have it online, okay, but this, the potential for things happening and going awry may not be as extreme as this movie makes it. But things have happened over the years. Yeah, right, Mark. Couldn't use Walmart, so they got to use Right Mart. I mean, these kids and their music and stuff like that, that's kind of removed from 80s and 90s stuff. But the setups and the nostalgia behind all of it is very much of the 80s and 90s, particularly the 80s. I mean, we have to face it. We can't have everything like old school. Russell, there was a fake trailer on the Grindhouse movie that Eli Roth created for Thanksgiving. Um, that was maybe loosely like this, but I think he made a lot of different choices when he actually went to make the film. Dakota, you say, would you have liked it filmed more in the Grindhouse style, like the original trailer, or the way it is? I love this, Dakota. Um, but I would have liked to, honestly, I would have liked to have seen what Eli Roth could have done if he had taken that original concept from the Grindhouse trailer and made it into an actual movie. He could have made this one, and he could have made that one too. I would have liked to have seen what he could have done with it, honestly. Yeah, that's right, Phil. 80s accept cell phones. Uh, yeah, I don't really feel, to be totally honest, these kids I don't like, but that was, I guess, for me, that was a small gripe. Um, Being as the rest of the movie was, classic for me. Um, Phil says, I hate these kids already. They parked in a handicap spot. Yeah, yeah, these are not good kids. Um, I mean, I don't know how many of you guys and gals that are in here tonight have went out on Black Friday or, lined up on Black Friday or anything like that. But I just looking at this and like I've seen things, in the past, even before there was Black Friday. Um, Anybody remember when the Tickle Me Elmos were out and parents were fighting in the aisles over the last Tickle Me Elmo and beating people up over it? It's insane. Guys, I hate to step away right in the middle of the beginning part, but y'all go ahead and continue watching. I'm going to take myself out of the stream really quickly to check on my girl doggies. Okay, I'm back. And I've realized I forgot, not that y'all mind one way or the other, but I forgot to put my other overlay or my lower thirds on here. Y'all are probably watching the movie more than you're watching me anyway, which is fine. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Looks like the shit has hit the fan on this movie though. Phil, you say you don't know if they do the doorbuster thing anymore? Hey, go on, drop my medicine. Hold on, guys. Y'all keep watching the movie. I'm just, as usual, don't have my ducks in a row. All right. Rosie, you say saw a rare black and white film of The Mist, the way Stephen King one, and I liked it better than in color. I think I started watching that version, Russell, and didn't get finished. I mean, this is like and they don't even care if they're tearing this woman's skull, her hair off of her skull, and crushed her with carts. I mean, I would like to think that this is just an outrageous take on Black Friday. Hey, TJ, you say holiday sales start in October. What loser stands online these days? Russell says the mob rules. Phil says, I never understood people sitting outside the department store all night. I don't either, Phil, and I am not going to do it. I don't think I've sat outside of anywhere, tickets for a concert or anything like that. Russell, you said you only did it for rock concerts. I mean, I haven't even done it for rock concerts just because I don't know. I love going to rock concerts, but I guess I've never been put in a position where it's like, if you don't stand outside a place for these tickets, you ain't going to get to see anybody. And so we're going to have, the typical slew of red herrings as well, where, you think one person might have done it, then you might think another person has done it. I'm not going to give it away, especially for people that are watching this for the first time around. Phil, you say, I remember staying in line for concert tickets back in the day, but that's different. Yeah, like I said, I've never been put in that position where I had to do that, but there have been several people that have done that. Russell, you said the bald actor was in Hostel 2. I don't even think I watched Hostel 2 because I despise the first Hostel. Like I said, this is, in my opinion, the best movie that Eli Roth has ever directed. I didn't like the Hostel movies. Cabin Fever was okay. Hated the Hostel movies. Um, didn't like Green Inferno. I just didn't like. And then I said I was going to give this one a chance. I even bought this shirt at Fright Rags before seeing the movie, and Steve was like, Dana, how do you know you're going to like this movie? And I was like, well, I don't know, but I'm going to go in there with an open mind and I'm going to watch it. And thankfully, I did like it. And there's the John Carver mask is the mask that the killer does wear in this film. Where back in the old days of the 80s slashers and stuff, before there were cell phones and things like that, they're getting tagged in videos now. But back in the old days of doing these films, they would have gotten ominous phone calls and things like that. See, Russell, I didn't even like Knock Knock. But, it's okay if other people liked it. Dakota, you say it'll be interesting to see if he can catch lightning in a bottle twice with Thanksgiving too, or if this was just a fluke that he finally made a good movie. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm interested to see if he can, do that. If he can catch lightning in a bottle twice. And in this movie, as in a lot of 80s slashers, you've got these people you just love to hate. And you got people doing stupid stuff that they shouldn't have even been doing. Like this store owner should not have had the store open. Shouldn't have had them there Thanksgiving night and all of that. That much is obvious. In Dakota, thank you once again for recommending this one. This one was a great one to do a watch along on. And as if I needed an excuse to watch my new Blu-ray that I just got in a little while ago, I'm actually getting to sit down and watch it again. I agree, Phil. I do. I totally agree with that. You say, I think this is his best movie. Yeah, this is the best movie he's ever directed. TJ, you say, well, you know, in horror, you have to suspend disbelief from a helicopter because if they did the smart thing, movies would be 5 minutes. You're right, TJ. I've said that about a lot of, in particular, slasher movies that I've loved over the years. If they did the smart thing, there would be no movie. Or, like you said, it'd be over in 5 minutes. So they got to do stupid things. Russell, you say you disagree to agree? And of course, this is showing, how addictive or how addicted to, you know, phones, social media and stuff that we have become. We've all become. I mean, they're showing kids here, um, supposedly teenagers, but uh, we have all become very dependent on all these devices, tablets and cell phones and all of that. And it's hard for us to turn off social media. And so I think this movie, as well as many others, captures that really, really well. You even see people around them in the restaurant. They're not even in their group that have their cell phones out and they're just staring at them. Phil, you say, I haven't seen all his movies, but of the ones I've seen, I think this is his best. Russell, you said Green Inferno, Cannibals with the Munchies. So we notice that this is the lady that, dragged the hair off the scalp of, or the skull of the woman at the beginning, who was part of the main group of characters. Um, and now she's singing that John Carver mass. So we're pretty much seeing that she's getting set up to be killed here in a little bit. Let's see if that does indeed happen. And we saw the killer with a John Carver mask peeking through the door glass there. I mean, it's obvious that Eli Roth done his homework. Eli Roth has been, a student of, horror films, slasher films in particular, for a long time. And I didn't realize that about the man for a while. I disliked Eli Roth a lot until Joe Bob had him on the last drive-in, and then I realized that this guy is a horror fan. I love the way this is setting her up to be killed. I mean, she's already um, had part of her face torn off after it being frozen, and now she can't get her face to be recognized. She can't unlock her phone. Um, there's blood all over her phone. She goes first. Yeah, that's right, Russell. TJ, you said the waitress was originally from New England and Plymouth. She's still a foul mouthed woman, too. I'd forgotten exactly how outrageously gory this was, too. Phil, you say John Carver mask or John Carpenter? Yeah, I didn't think about that way, but I could see it looking a little like John Carpenter. Dakota, you say, I give Cabin Fever credit for being a truly independent film that made it to theaters. It definitely put Eli Roth on the map, but as for the rest of his career, kind of a waste. Dakota, I think me and you are on the same wavelength as far as Eli Roth. TJ, you say, of course, Roth has more money than all of us, probably. Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. So they're getting tagged again in videos and pictures. So they're watching some security footage now, and we can see that the killer is wearing a John Carver mask. And of course, her dad is refusing to close the store. He's going to have extra security, but he's not closing the store. This goes back to the whole Jaws thing. You know, they wouldn't close the beaches. So guess what happens? The shark's going to chew up some more people. In this scenario, the killer's going to kill more people. Russell, I forgot about that. You said the horror comedy The Boneyard is a Thanksgiving film. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I hadn't seen The Boneyard in years. Ooh, TJ, that's a good question. What's everyone's favorite Thanksgiving food and dish? Well, of course, I like turkey. Some people like ham better than they do turkey, but I even make turkey sandwiches after Thanksgiving is over with. But another thing I really, really like is macaroni and cheese, homemade macaroni and cheese with Velveeta cheese. And I make that here for me and Steve's Thanksgiving. My mom will make it sometimes. Sometimes she'll make regular macaroni. But my Aunt Diane used to always bring the Velveeta macaroni and cheese to my grand and papa's house. And I just absolutely fell in love with that stuff. But I'd be hard pressed to find something I don't like on Thanksgiving. Russell, you say yummy, Dana. Yeah, I'm making myself hungry just thinking about it. Oh, well, desserts, that's a whole different setup on its own. Like, there's so many desserts that I like. My mom used to make something called Cherry Delight. I don't know if y'all have heard of that before, but I also like pumpkin pie. Oh, man. It's not Thanksgiving if you don't have pumpkin pie, in my opinion. It doesn't feel like Thanksgiving. But the Cherry Delight had like cherry pie filling and Cool Whip and pecans, all kinds of stuff just mixed up together, and it was absolutely delicious. I don't believe I've heard of that, Russell. I think Phil the Boneyard does have Phyllis Diller in it. So here's the guy that was injured during the Black Friday massacre. And of course, they're going to set him up as a possible red herring as well. Yeah, it's possible, TJ, that there could be too many red herrings. If there is a weak spot with this film, it could be that there's just simply too many red herrings. That's right, Russell, and a demon giant French poodle on the boneyard. Yeah. So this dude, who was security the year before, is looking to get the hell out of Dodge here, but something tells me he might not make it on his little vacation. Phil, you say, I make sweet potatoes. I don't use canned potatoes or marshmallows. That's interesting. And, I bet they're really, really good that way. That's right, Russell. Who is the real John Carver? And for the people that came in later, again, I want to remind everybody, if you give a $5 super chat or more, even during these watch alongs, you can get your chance to pick the next watch along movie I do. So if one person does it, they get their pick. And they'll get their pick for Saturday. If two people do give $5 or more super chats, they will each get their pick, one for Saturday, one for Sunday. Thanks for stopping by, Phil. Enjoy Svengoolie. I always appreciate that Phil stops in a little bit before Svengoolie and he hangs out with us for a little bit. And then, the great thing is, you can always watch these on the replay. So if you don't get to watch all of it during the actually when it's live, you can always watch it on the replay, and you can queue up your movie and all that. But if three or more people give $5 or more super chats, of course that's when I have to go to the drawing where I'll put the choices in a hat and draw a couple out. So I'm sorry, I should not laugh, but some of these kills just make me laugh. That guy literally just lost his head there. Phil, you say I cut potatoes up, brown sugar, corn syrup, and pecans and bacon. That's it. That sounds really good though, Phil. It does. Oh, I totally agree, Russell. These are some great, old school gore and special effects. Yeah. And this is almost like a happy birthday to me set up for those of you that have seen Happy Birthday to Me, where all the dead kids end up being set around a birthday party table. So they're still getting tagged and stuff. Looks like Instagram they're getting tagged on. A lot of it is like the kills and stuff, Russell. They are so over the top that it makes me laugh. I mean, like I said, with the guy, his head falling off, I just found that funny. I mean, and I think the reason why we find this funny is because we know it's not real. We know people are not really getting killed. It's not like we're watching a snuff film or something. Oh, come on. Her dad's trying to justify him marrying a bitch after the girl's mom died. It's like, and that's something else that a lot of 80s horror movies had was bad step parents. You are correct, Russell. Thank you for bringing that up because I forgot to do that. But rest in peace, Tony Todd. You will be missed. And Tony Todd wasn't that old. Russell, you are correct. Russell says 1 year older than me. Yeah, that's not old at all. I find this part funny. It's like, what in the world, dude? Well, that's what you get when you have somebody else do your work for you. And here we're getting a little bit of the scream effect. Of a lot of these kids are kind of clued in to the way things are on horror movies and stuff. Russell, you say I watched the body horror film Bite yesterday. Great looking film. Did you watch it? I'm guessing you watched it in high def, Russell. So they're getting ready for the Thanksgiving parade, and there's going to be some outrageous stuff coming up. I'm just going to let you guys know now. Russell, I did watch the Sadness with Steve. I wasn't a fan of the Sadness. I think it was um I mean, if anybody liked it, including you, Russell, that's perfectly fine. But my take on it was just a little too gross for me. You had, this simulated scene of this guy screwing a woman's eye socket. I mean, it just, like, I know Japanese horror is different from our horror in a lot of ways, but I was just like, no, this is just too much. Okay, so we're coming up on the trampoline scene, folks. And we've all seen, that before, where the guy's distracted, the girl's distracted. Oh, when I first saw this, I thought it was going to go right up her dress, and but it didn't. But it was still a pretty cool shot. Also, want to remind you guys and gals, in case you are wondering about the watch along for tomorrow night, it was chosen by Menelect, and it's going to be The Tunnel from 2011. You can watch that on Tubi. Russell, you say The Substance with Demi Moore is not a bad film. I don't think I've seen The Substance. I'll have to try to check that one out too, Russell. Russell, you say you love the tunnel? Well, I'll be doing that 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow night. So, guys and gals, we're already almost an hour into this movie. So, um, that's what a lot of times that's what happens with good movies. The ones I enjoy, they seem to go really really fast. Even if they're a little bit longer, they seem to go fast. So she just found this girl's phone, and oh, there's the killer in the John Carver get up again. This sort of reminds me of prom night, because in the prom night the killer was actually running too. It wasn't like Jason or Michael Myers where they seem to go a little bit slower. This guy is actually running with an axe. So this, and he's running through school halls. So this really reminded me of prom night quite a bit. And I mean the original prom night from 1980. I like that shot too, where she's hiding amongst the cosmetology heads. It seems like a almost like a Dario Argento inspired shot there. Now, I'm not saying this movie's as good as Dario Argento, but that seemed inspired by him. Nothing like some well placed hairspray there. Never did like this one guy, the kind of like the interloper guy, because he just always seemed like an asshole. Russell, you said Carver is an unknown, underrated slasher film. Same with Live Feed, both on YouTube. Seems like Live Feed I may have seen, but not Carver. Oh, that was gross. These kids don't know who Black Sabbath is. This is evidently the guy with all the guns. Guns are us. That's right, Russell. Uh-oh. He ain't gonna get that corn on the cob. Something I wonder is I don't know why we had to see that close up shot of her trying to put her contacts in, other than to tell us she can't see very well without them. damn teenagers are always taking too long. Oh, she got corn on the cob. Russell, you say our late father-in-law dressed like that guy because he was an outlaw biker. Ah. That's right. Head on the cob. Ooh. Well, I'd say that finished her off. Yeah, when your intestines are on the outside, yeah, that's a good indicator. Russell, you say saw an interview with the actor who played the killer? So you can see the bitchy second wife and stepmother um, is kind of the one to really blame for all this. John Carver's going down. So y'all get ready, buckle those seat belts because you're going to see some crazy stuff here. Keep your eye on the kid in the turkey costume. The poet, that's a very adequate observation. You say, I think we need less gore and more suspense in movies nowadays. Yeah, I would agree with that to some extent, the poet, because I think we have moved into a new era of horror movies. However, with this particular movie, I think the gore, the outrageous gore, I should say, really works for this type of film. But I could definitely see that with the majority of movies made now. So you got some people protesting, protesting against Right Mark. TJ says Barbarian had both. Well, I liked Barbarian at the beginning, TJ, but the longer it went on, I is when I didn't like it. Oh, remember when I said keep your eye on the guy in the turkey costume? Uh oh, because they had their sights set. Ooh man, they had their sights set on somebody in a John Carver mask, and when counting on an evil clown, right? Uh oh. Looks like old John Carver's making a little feast there. He's even got his turkey apron on. And oh my, he's basting this woman. I agree with you, Russell, that the missed ending is depressing, and it made a lot of people angry. Um, I can see it from both sides that uh, missed ending. The ending in the book worked, and I also thought the ending, however much it made people angry, but it got people to react. That's the important thing. I think a lot of times there's no reaction when people watch a movie. They're just dull, dead at the end of it, like emotionally. I'm talking about, and I don't know if that's what Darabont wanted to do specifically. If he wanted to elicit a reaction from people, but he certainly got it. And a lot of people might say that, well, it was negative reaction. But to me, that really doesn't matter. It got a reaction. And I think if a movie does something to people where it gets a reaction, and I'm not talking about a reaction where they want to take the film out and burn it or something like that. But if people get angry at the way a movie ends, it means it struck a chord, it struck a nerve somewhere. And I think so many movies kind of just leave us in limbo. We don't have any kind of reaction, emotional reaction. We're not angered. We're not sad. We're not satisfied. We're not anything. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Russell. Um, that you felt for the father. I did too. I think that the father at the end of the film, I felt like he was in a position. So many people say, well, if he just waited, a minute more or something. But you got to put yourself in that character's shoes. He thought this was the end. He thought there was no way out. I think this film did have some suspenseful, intense scenes in it, though, as well. And this scene here sort of reminds me of The Prowler. So, like I said, I think Eli Roth definitely did his homework. Russell, you say, I saw a film on YouTube I haven't seen in years, was the revenge film The Tortured with Bill Moseley as the child killer. I don't think I've seen that one either, unless I've forgotten about it. But I usually like stuff that Bill Moseley's in. Oh, goodness, folks. I'm so sorry. We are definitely getting to the last around 30 minutes of this film. Oh, pitchfork to the back. Now this would be terrifying, to be being cooked alive. Even though I didn't like this character, this is an awful. I'm imagining this would probably be one of the most horrible ways to die, to suffer like that. Oh, look at that. He's doing a live stream. So the killer's thrown the cops off. Okay. I could do without so much of the vomit. Oh, who can kill a child? I think me and Steve have seen that one, Russell. Yeah, dinner is served. That is right. Oh boy. Yeah, definitely, Russell. A happy birthday to me vibe. Like I said, I'll continue to say it. Eli Roth definitely did his homework before making this one. So that ring that she was given earlier, um, it's going to help them out a little bit here. This guy's pretty vicious too. The girl next door, Russell, I have not. It's something that I have heard about, but not seen. Is that one a pretty rough watch, Russell? It's so depressing what they did to her. Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen like still photos and things like that. Um, Perhaps that's probably why I held off watching it. The film is hard to watch. Yeah, that was my indication. So we've got less than 20 minutes left in the film. It's going to start winding down or winding up, whichever way you want to look at it. I've really enjoyed watching this again. I wanted to wait a little bit before I watched it again. This is the first time I've watched it since I seen it at the theater. So the sheriff is telling her, how brave she is, and he's telling her he couldn't have done this without her. Well, you're very welcome, Russell. And I want to take this time. I hope Dakota's still in here. I want to take this time to thank Dakota as well, because once again, this was his pick. He gave a $5 super chat. He was the only one that did that night. And so he was able to get his ultimate pick for this Saturday's watch along. Now, I don't know if I said this or not, but I will not be doing watch alongs next week. So if in the upcoming week, if people give $5 super chats or more, they will get a chance to get their pick for the next watch along. I'll do the following weekend. Okay. So she's getting a realization. It's like, boing, that she knows who the killer is now. Usually it's the one you would least suspect, isn't it, folks? So she's asking why. Why is he doing this? So he loved Amanda. And she was going to have a baby. And it was going to be his baby. So some people might say, well, that's typical. I thought it was, I think it was appropriate for an 80s style slasher movie, which I really believe that that's what Eli Roth was trying to do. Death sentence with Kevin Bacon, Russell? Okay. Well, if nobody else, or even if a second person does, Russell, you got it. So thank you for the $5 super chat as well, Russell. I'll put that up there. So Saturday, I think that'll be Saturday the 23rd, which is Steve's birthday, by the way. We'll plan on doing Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. Now remember, you other guys and gals, y'all still have time during the end of this watch along to pick a movie for Sunday. And also tomorrow night, people will have even more chances to throw their hat in the ring. If there's just one person either tonight or tomorrow night, that will take care of us Saturday and Sunday's picks for the 23rd and 24th of November. Yes, sir, Russell. It was the cop because he was in love with Amanda, the one that got crushed by the carts and got her hair and skin torn off her skull. And she was pregnant with his baby as well. So, yes, he blamed these kids and he blamed the other people during the Black Friday fiasco for that. No leftovers. Oh, yeah. I'm not sure how there's anything left of that blow up turkey. Evidently, there's going to be a part two. We'll see if Eli Roth, like we were talking about earlier, can get lightning in a bottle twice. Why in the world I don't like that asshole. I'm sorry, this guy's an asshole. So they've searched everything and there's nothing but ash. And they said no one could survive a blast like that. Now, how many times have we heard something similar, folks? I hate when the girls end up with the asshole or they choose the asshole. So she had the typical end of the slasher movie nightmare. I like these end credits too. I like the way they're set up. So I'll stay with you guys and gals until the end credits are over. But I do hope that everybody enjoyed this watch along for Thanksgiving. I want to thank uh, Dakota once again for choosing this. Like I said, it was very timely. And as Dakota said, 'tis the season for these types of movies. So I really enjoyed watching this again with you guys and gals. And, you know, if for those of you that this was your first watch, and I think this was Russell's first time watching it, I think he enjoyed it. So I hope everybody else enjoyed it, even if you have seen it already, that you enjoyed rewatching it. And thank you again, Russell, for the super chat. I have you down for Saturday the 23rd for us to have Death Sentence as the watch along with Kevin Bacon. And remember, you too can get a chance to pick the next watch along movie that, or an upcoming watch along movie that I do. So, again, I'll stay with you, you folks, until the end credits, until the credits end or whatever. And then I'm probably going to call it a night. You know, sometimes I stay on here a little bit longer if I actually have somebody live on the streams and watch alongs and what have you with me. But it gets kind of monotonous when it's just me on here just yammering on. Um, but I did want to at least stay on here till the credits were over. Yeah, I agree, Russell. Great credits. And you say ending reminds me of My Bloody Valentine remake. Oh, that's right. Yeah. And remember, you know, if you're still in here and you want to throw your hat in the ring for the Sunday the 24th watch along, if you're the only other one other than Russell that does that, you will get your pick for Sunday the 24th. You are very welcome, Russell, and good night to you as well. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, too, by the way. I don't know how much of this Steve watched. He probably tuned out. He probably went and watched Spingoogly, too. But I was glad to have him here at the beginning, and Phil was here at the beginning. TJ and several others. We got about 3 more minutes. These are kind of long credits. Um, I mean, I like this part of the credits, but I really liked when the credits first started. That was the best part, I think. People were probably thinking, "Why is Dana sitting here talking about the credits?" Because, well, you know, you guys and gals are spending time with me, and the least I can do is stay with you until the entire ending of the film, and that includes the credit. Uh, what happened to Mr. Steele? Are you talking about the main girl's dad? I think he was in the hospital. I think he was in shock, and they were having to treat him. We're almost done with this. We're getting to the songs that were in the film. John, you say? That's awful. If I was thinking you meant the main girl's dad. Um, so I don't know. I probably have to go back and see if that was him or not. Sometimes, I get so caught up in what's going on in the movie that I don't retain people's names a lot of times. And look at that, Russell. Uh, Canada had something to do with this film, so that's cool too. Um, hey, Dakota, again, you say thanks so much for this. I'll be donating again, and next time we will get on the stream together and talk horror. Well, anytime, Dakota, anytime. I would love for you to. Um, so here we're getting a final scene, folks. I'm not sure. This might be a blooper. Yeah, he was flipping the crew off. Um, yeah, Dakota, you are welcome anytime, buddy, to come on with me. I would love to talk horror movies with you. And yeah, I mean, Dakota and anybody else, y'all are welcome to, like I said, for as little as $5, you can throw your hat in the ring to be able to pick one of the next watch alongs I do. Russell did that tonight. So Saturday the 23rd, Russell, we'll be doing Death Sentence. I should be able to find it, the movie somewhere. Uh, Even if I have to enlist Steve's help a little bit, but we'll get it done. But I'm going to tie things up with a nice, neat little bow here. But the guy that was on your panel, you talking about TJ? Or you talking about, let's see, Movie Junkie John? I'm trying to think who it would have been. I haven't had anybody really on panels like as much as I used to. Chris sometimes comes on, and Candace is on. But I don't have a lot of people come on live on the streams like I used to. So I welcome, anybody that wants to come on. You say you have the DVD, cool. I probably, if I am unable to find it, I'm sure Steve will be able to find it or has it somewhere. That sounds like a movie he would probably have. But I think I'm going to call it a night, but I want to thank everybody that was in here, whether you were in the chat or you were just watching along. I want to thank the people that will watch this on the replay. Thanks again, Dakota, for picking an awesome film for me to do a watch along for. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be having Menelek's pick of The Tunnel from 2011 that you can watch on Tubi. And I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Saturday, folks. And I will be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Time with The Tunnel. So, y'all be sure to tune in for that. And I'm out of here for now, but I'll see everybody next time.